Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Disney's Christopher Robin. And looking at the trailer for this, I'm like, this is going to be a really cute film, emotional film, and it was exactly that. Was this the greatest film out there? No. Was this Disney's greatest work? No. But it's such a fun film, and to start off, obviously the big standouts for this film really for me were the characters from Winnie the Pooh, and some of them were some real standouts. And Pooh has some great lines, he's adorable, he has some great interactions with Christopher Robin, and Jim Cummings does a fantastic job with the vocal performance for Pooh, and he also does Tigger, who actually was toned down a lot in this film, and I appreciated him as well. But I think the big standout was Brad Garrett, who was Eeyore, because he was absolutely hilarious and had some of the best lines in the whole movie, and his delivery was just on point the whole entire time. And I got so many laughs out of that character, and I thought it was very interesting that they put so much focus on Eeyore, but I think it really worked for the benefit of the film, especially because this film is about Christopher Robin, who's now an adult, who's lost his way, and Pooh needing help finding his friends. And when it really comes down to it, it's Christopher Robin has lost that Pooh-like sensibility and kind of is an Eeyore now, and it's trying to find that balance of happiness and joy, but also seriousness when it comes to life, because not everything is sunshine and rainbows. And really the scenes with our little animal characters are my favorites. They really are the standouts of the film. But Ewan McGregor does a really good job here as Christopher Robin. He's a very talented actor, and he really brings a lot of charisma, and he really sells the role well. And if this film had somebody who is less charismatic and couldn't hold that role the way that Ewan McGregor did, I don't think this film would work as well as it did. One thing that really stuck out to me that I wasn't expecting going into this film was the cinematography, which was done by Matthias Koeniggrusser. That's probably really wrong. I apologize, but your cinematography was great. There was a very subtle, smooth, and gentle movement of the camera throughout this film, and there's a lot of really close-ups, and it had a very interesting look to it in terms of the cinematography and the camera, and it looked really close-up realistic and tangible in front of you, and it felt like the camera was there in the moment with the characters. And I thought that was an interesting choice to do in a film that you might see that in something that's a lot more high prestige kind of thing, but in a film like Christopher Robin being done by Disney, I wasn't expecting something like that. And I really appreciated the storytelling. There's a lot of great moments of using the storybook aspects of the roots of this film, in terms of Winnie the Pooh was a great children's books, and they would switch into situations where you would see everything drawn out in front of you, then it changes into the real thing, or changes back into the drawings. And I thought that was really cool. They used some great montages in this film. And the music by John Bryan and Jeff Zanelli I thought was very sweet and endearing and really fit the vibe of the film. And that's such an important thing, is having music that really fits the film and really builds off of it. Because you can have a great score, but if it doesn't fit what the film needs, then it's kind of not doing its job. But the score in this film did. I really enjoyed the dialogue that was given to the animal characters. Some of the human dialogue was pretty straightforward and not very memorable. There's some certain lines, but really Pooh and Eeyore, they got some great lines that really got a lot of laughs, or really sweet and sentimental that really hit emotionally. And I think Mark Foster, who's the director of this, did a fine job of putting all this together. But I feel like some of the things that didn't really work, I think Haley Atwell, who I really like from Captain America, I think she was kind of wasted in this film. She didn't have a whole lot of depth or a whole lot to do with her character. She was pretty flat and straightforward, which also gets me into a lot of this, human characters were caricatures, or just not really interesting, or didn't have a whole lot of depth, which you could argue that it's this is Christopher Robin's film and Pooh and his friends' film, but you still kind of need some of those characters to be there to really build up the connections that Christopher Robin has with his real life versus the Hundred Acre Wood. And I felt like there's some story choices that I didn't think really worked, and like by the end there's some resolutions that I'm like, okay, I don't know if I really buy that kind of thing, or if that would really work in convincing other people. And there was quite a few scenes that felt a little forgettable when it came to just there's just the human characters. And there's some bad comic relief. There's two characters in particular that I just thought were annoying, and it's like, what are you here for? Kind of thing. And you could tell they were trying to play them both for laughs, and it's just like, it's not really working for me. And in terms of some of the scenes dragged a little bit when the human characters were on screen. I feel like you can tell from this review that this is kind of Tale of Two Films, I guess. And when it really came down to it and you had Pooh and his friends on screen, this was fantastic. I loved it. I really loved their interactions. But then the rest of the movie didn't really build up to the point where it carried itself along with those scenes. I think this is a really sweet film. I think this is a great film to go take the whole family to. I think that's my big recommendation. If you're looking for something for all the family to go out and see and enjoy together, go see this. This is a really fun, really sweet, and just really cute film that you and your kids can enjoy together. If you're looking for something that's like high, like skilled filmmaking, this isn't quite that, but it's such a wonderful, sweet film. So go check out Disney's Christopher Robin with the whole family.